Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone, preaching this word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching this word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching this word truthfully, faithfully, strongly, and sincerely. That's scattered amongst the nations that be like unto the speckled bird. And I say shalom to y'all. And the title of this sit-down lesson is going to be, for one, they say peace and safety. And I'm bring out this article right here. So, go back to it. Okay, here it goes. If I can bring it up. Oh, here it goes. And this is from the Middle East Monitor. This is an article right here. And the headline of it is Blinken Sheikha Jarrah could leads to war situation and not ready for peace. And this is from October the 2nd at 11:15 a.m. So I believe this was early today, this morning. This was published. And the article, and it reads, the U.S. Secretary Anthony Blinken on Friday expressed his concern about the expulsion of Palestinian families from the Sheikh Jarrah and increasing tensions at the Al-Qafris Mosque, fearing that it could lead to a new war. Speaking to Israeli Wall News website, Blinken stated that the U.S. understands the necessary to return Israeli soldiers captives in Gaza to their homes and that the U.S. will help. That's the allies between the United States and Israel, modern day. And however, he rejected linking this to the reconstruction of Gaza, which have urgent need, and we should give them hope. Blinken note, this is the only way to prevent a new war. Continue on reading with the article, and it says, according to Walla, Blinken shared that he spoke with Saudi and Qatari counterparts and briefed them on his talks with the Palestinian Authority, which is PA, in Israel, asking them to mobilize the reconstruction of Gaza, which I highly doubt that's going to happen. Continue on with the reading of the article. Blinken confirms that the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is still going on and needs to be treated, pointing out that the Biden administration does not think the current situation is ready to make progress. Yeah, of course, especially with currently what's going on right now. It says, in the peace process due to the political crisis in Israel, it's way more than political crisis. It's way more than to that. And it reads, and the crisis in Israel and PA's internal instability. He remarked that the Israeli-PA conflict could not disappear miraculously, and that all sides must recognize this as reality. He stressed that the most urgent issue is maintaining the ceasefire. How many continuous ceasefires are going to have, and it's going to break apart? And rebuilding in it order to tone down the tensions. The tensions ain't going to never tone down. It's going to constantly keep on going over and on and on and on. In the West Bank and Jerusalem, the U.S. official said that he heard Israelis speaking about their desires to maintain the ceasefire, which I highly doubt again. as well as the Egyptian president and officials stating that the Hamas is also interested in upholding it. And this is very important, he added, stressing that international and non-international measures could ignite a new tensions should be avoided. He reiterated he reiterated that rebuilding Gaza must be carried out jointly among the United Nations and PA and Egypt. So as I was reading through this article, so this totally makes sense that Blinken says this could lead to war. Situation is not ready for peace. And this scripture right here comes to mind. I believe it's First Thessalonians, I believe. And I'm gonna bring out a scripture for that.
It's better than that presentation. Whether it's a fraction or decimal, it's still fun, you know?
And this is the scripture to back up that news article I just read. This is the book of First Thessalonians, chapter 5, verse 3. For when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction come upon them as a travail upon a woman with a child that shall not escape. Right. So, as I was reading on with that article, and it backed up the scripture with the news article, and it does make sense. Like the guy Blinken said, the spokesperson for the United States, while you got that tensions going on over there in the West Bank and over there in the Middle East between Israel and Palestine, and you got heavy tensions going on over there. They doing protests over there and over there in the West Bank for the Israelis over there occupying the Palestinians' land over there. And you see more increase of lone wolf attacks against the Israelis. So, you got these two groups going back and back with each other. So, they talking about some type of peace treaty and ceasefire and all that, and try to rebuild Gaza Strip over there, and trying to help them, the Palestinians claim back their land, which is occupied by the Israelis over there, kicking them out of their place and evicting them, destroying their property and everything like that, and trying to fully occupy over there in the West Banks over there in the Palestine territory. So, when all these different things going on, this what comes to mind. The nation should rise against nation, and you're seeing that right now with these two different groups of people, the Israelis and the Palestinians, consistently going at it with each other, and that's been going on for a very long time. So, and that's what backs up this the scripture, what the news article refers to, what I was reading about, there just should be peace and safety, and it's gonna continue be no peace and safety. It's going to continue to be more wars and conflict between those two different groups, So, I wasn't going to do this article too long. So, I just wanted to bring it out, along with the scripture. So, I hope this was edifying. Through the spirit of power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua. And first and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Makakadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, great millstone, preaching this word, truthfully, faithfully, strongly, and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching this word, truthfully, faithfully, strongly, and sincerely. Shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching this word, truthfully, faithfully, strongly, and sincerely. Until next time, I will say shalom. Like I mentioned before, my introduction of this sit-down lesson, for they say peace and safety and sudden destruction come upon them. And you see right here as this news article, as Blinken says, the spokesperson of U.S. Secretary of United States, He said it could lead to war situation. It's not ready for peace. So, that's what comes in when they say peace and safety, sudden destruction come upon them, And you're seeing that right now, these two different nations of people, two nations or groups of people continuously going at it with each other, in these last days. So with that, I will say shalom.